Nagaland Governor and interlocutor for peace talks RN Ravi landed in Delhi today, triggering speculations that a crucial round of talks may be on the cards. We have this report. Amid expectation of something substantial coming as far as the decade-old Naga peace talks is concerned, Nagaland Governor and interlocutor RN Ravi landed in Delhi today. Significantly, Ravi went via Manipur and took the flight to Delhi from the Bir Tikendrajit International Airport in Imphal earlier in the afternoon. Refusing to make any specific comment on the Naga peace talks, Governor Ravi said the talks are going on.
Sir, what is the present status of the peace talk?
Yes, sir. This talk is going on. This talk is going on.
The timing of RN Ravi's visit is something that has raised speculations and the possibility of a deadline for the conclusion of peace talks. Top leaders of the NSC and IM, including General Secretary Nagaland Guv are already in Delhi and are understood to have met top government and political leaders in the last 2 days. However, it is also to be noted that the NSC and IM as well as civil society groups like the Naga Hoho and the NMA have already indicated that they would prefer a new peace interlocutor. The centre may not replace Ravi immediately, but is understood to have decided to elevate the talks to the political level. This means top government leaders may now be directly involved in the talks and take it forward to a stage when the peace agreement could actually be signed. However, the objective of Ravi's visit is expected to be clear in a day or two. News Desk Report, Northeast Live. All right, to get more perspective on this, we are being joined live by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Well, Wasbir, what can we make of the developments today? RN Ravi landing in Delhi, what does this indicate?
Well, Pooja, it is now extremely clear that the government of India has decided to take things in their own hands and push ahead with the Naga peace process. There was a stalemate. There was nothing much happening since the 31st of October last year. In the last 7-8 months, nothing much has happened. This has led to a lot of confusion among the political Naga political groups, among the Naga civil society, and so on. A lot of people had become extremely restive because the talks were not moving. Of course, we have to also take into account the fact that the country was grappling with the COVID pandemic, and therefore things were not expected to, go ahead with the same momentum. But still, 7 to 8 months has been a long time since October 31, when the talks were supposed to have concluded. Now, as we have been reporting, a lot of fast-paced developments in the last 1 week or so, and leading up to today, when Governor RN Ravi took a circuitous route and reached New Delhi. Now, Mr. Nagaland Guv, the NSC and IM General Secretary and Supremo, is already in New Delhi since the 28th of July. And on the 5th of August, 5 more NSCN leaders had gone to Delhi. And on the 8th, 9 other top NSCN leaders, including V.S. Atam and R.S. Raising, were airlifted to New Delhi in a chartered aircraft by the government of India. So this makes it very clear that the government of India now would not like to wait any further and resolve the issues as soon as possible. Now, what has happened is that in the meantime, as we have said in our report, Naga civil society groups like the Naga Mothers Association and the Naga Hoho have indicated their preference for a change in the interlocutor. They want a new interlocutor in place of Mr. Ravi. Now, the centre, according to sources who are familiar with the issue, is not interested in changing the interlocutor at this stage. What the centre has done, what the government of India has done in the last 2 to 3 days is to elevate the talks to the political level. Already, top political leaders belonging to the ruling NDA have met Mr. Guv and other top NSC and IM leaders in New Delhi. Okay. And in fact, Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio was also in the national capital. He was also privy to some of these consultations, informal consultations as of now. So the talks, I would say, has been elevated to a political level, indicating that it is at the last stage. Hurdles, the government of India is bent on removing the hurdles. As far as the Naga national political groups are concerned, they have already said that they have nothing more to talk with the government of India, at least for now, and that they are ready to put in their signatures on the dotted line. As far as the NSC and IM is concerned, they have several issues still to resolve, one of them being the flag and the constitution for the Nagas and so on. So these are issues that requires a political handling, and that is what is going to take place. Top political leaders now are involved, and formal talks are going to take place in the next few days, and Ravi may still be a part of those discussions.
All right, Wasbir, as you just mentioned, both the Naga Ho and the Naga Mothers Association have expressed their reservations over RN Ravi's role as an interlocutor. So under the circumstances, Ravi landing in Delhi, what can we expect out of the visit?
No, as I've said, this is a demand. This is an expression of a preference. These groups are demanding. The civil society groups would like a new interlocutor at this stage. But the government of India's thinking is that changing an interlocutor at this point in time is not necessary, because the talks are already at an advanced stage, and now the talks are given to be handled by the political leadership. In fact, the government of India have already zeroed in on several of the NDA top brass. Some top political leaders have been zeroed in by the NDA government, by the union government, to deal with this issue and take it to a stage where the accord can actually be signed. So since this process has already been put into operation and the political leaders have already understood, as far as sources are telling us, we have not got directly from the horse's mouth, but sources are telling us that some of these political leaders who have been entrusted with the job have already had preliminary rounds of talks with the NSC and IM top brass in New Delhi, and also may meet the NNPG and other leaders in the next few days. In the meantime, let me give you a breaking news. I think we are going to have the slugs ready on that, because a Naga Ho delegation is going to New Delhi this week. Okay. That is the breaking story at this point in time, Pooja. Okay. A Naga Ho delegation will be leaving for New Delhi this week to engage in consultations with the government of India. So what does this mean? This means that the government of India, apart from holding discussions with the NSC and IM and the other NNPGs, are also interested in holding talks with the Naga civil society groups. And the Naga Ho being an influential civil society group, the government of India has decided to hold talks with them. Of course, the Naga Ho had made a representation to the Prime Minister on several points. And the Naga Mothers Association has also, on the 8th of August, sent off a memorandum to the Prime Minister, also highlighting several points. So we don't know whether the Naga Mothers Association is also being invited for talks. But as of now, the Naga Ho delegation is getting ready to go to New Delhi, and they're likely to do so in the next few days, within this week. That's what we are getting to understand. So all these developments indicate the talks are moving and shaking at this point in time after a long hiatus, and now it is at the final stage. But yes, that does not mean that the accord will be signed before 15th of August, and we are not expecting an announcement on the 15th of August, Pooja.
All right. Thank you, Wasbir, for sharing those perspective at this point in time in this big development. At a time with the 9-member team of the NSC and IM, besides the outfit General Secretary, are camping in national capital. Nagaland Governor and interlocutor RN Ravi has already left for Delhi, and it's triggering speculations that he is headed for further consultations on the peace talks.